Before I forget, Sam, I almost forgot.
You almost did.
Thank you so much to everybody who posted us and had us on their Spotify Wrapped.
Hey, yeah.
We cannot emphasize how...
Are we clapping for ourselves or are we clapping for them? There's claps.
Oh,
hey,
no. Now
check
that...
your claps.
Now this...
To
Yeah, to who it may concern. Because, like, listen, we don't take it for granted
definitely,
that you guys
appreciate
actually
it.
listen,
it's
listen
wild
to
that
us.
there's people who are listening to us. Like,
we're
your top podcast.
It's
That's crazy.
wild.
It's kind of crazy.
Yo, what's up and welcome to episode 55 of the 30% podcast, hosted by yours truly, Afam, and my amazing co-host, Sam.
Hi.
What's up?
What's up? What's
Yo,
going on?
hope you're good. Hope y'all are good who are listening. Just want to remind you, if you want to find this podcast, you can find us on YouTube, you can find us on Spotify, you can find us on Google Plays, and you can find us on Apple Podcasts as well as Anchor Podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Instagram, Twitter, or X. You can also find us on what? On LinkedIn, on TikTok. And I think those are all the social media platforms we are on. And our @ is the 30% pod on everything.
Yep.
Yo, Sam, tell me, how have you been?
I am sick.
And tired of being taken a fool. Okay, sorry. Why are you sick? I'm sorry.
I don't know, man. I'm sick. I usually pride myself in avoiding the bugs that go around, but
pride yourself in your immunity, your immune
the
system.
pride comes before fall, they say, and they were right. So now I'm dealing with the cold. I sound weird. I don't sound like myself. I don't feel like myself. But yeah. Anyway, how are you, man? Hope you're not
Sorry
sick.
about that. Me, I'm doing fine. It's kind of cold today, which is weird considering that the weather has been very hot the past few days.
Yeah.
But me personally, Afam the person is doing okay. He's doing quite
Afam
fine.
the person. That's good.
Yeah, Afam the person. So that's a Partisan Fontaine reference. Anyway,
who reference?
Never mind.
How was your
Let's
week,
just
man?
move past. Yeah, let's move
What
past
have you
that.
been
How's
up
my
to?
week? Super happy we got to release the video podcast. That's been a big part of my week. Yeah. Again, shout out to Eric Musioka for coming through to talk to us. But yeah,
if you haven't checked
the response to that.
Go look
Yes.
it up on YouTube. Again, that's the 30% pod on YouTube. Check it out. Like it, share. Share it with, when we say share, we're not just talking about just share it like how people usually say it. Like if there's people who you think could benefit from that kind of content, this kind of content, talking about music producers, artists who are interested
and
in
everybody
this side of
has a family member who's trying to be a music producer.
Yeah. all those high school kids who y'all are fighting with. You guys are fighting with to go to school and they're like, no, I just discovered I fell. Share this with them. They will greatly benefit from Eric Musioka talking. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, man, just the success of us doing a video podcast for the first time.
Yeah, that was very cool.
And then actually releasing it. I want to reiterate that that's my favorite word on this podcast. But I want to repeat that the video podcast will be, for the time being, strictly for the interviews that we do. And we do plan on doing a bunch of interviews. So yeah, but the regular podcast, like the one that you are listening to right now, will just be audio only the past editions of the podcast. Sam, a lot has happened
A lot.
And one thing that happened was Spotify Wrapped, and I know the people who are listening to this podcast are clamoring. Not only are they clamoring,
they've been dreaming about it.
They have been dreaming and desperately wanting to know. The human beings listening to this podcast want to know, Sam, what was your Spotify Wrap like? Now, you can just give us the Cliff Notes version, which is how many minutes of listening time did you spend, as well
top
as
genre,
your top artists and your top songs. Your top 5 songs.
Okay, now I'm going to preface this by saying, the moment I looked at this, so I went on.
What are you prefacing?
No, I have to. So the moment the Spotify, first off, I'll be honest with you. Once they said Spotify Wrapped, I didn't look at it for at least a week, because I knew it was going to be some
BS.
Yes, I knew they were going to be on. Anyway, so I left it off for a week. I was just like online seeing what people are. I saw the sentiment I'm going to make later on. I saw it from a number of different people.
Yeah.
So that kind of cemented my suspicions. But anyway, we'll get into it. Yes. I don't believe this. My tops are accurate.
Sam, the people want to know. Okay. Get into it.
All right. You know what? Let's just do it. I'll start with let me start with top artists.
Minutes listen.
Actually, no. I'll start with top songs. Okay. Then I'll go to top artists. So top songs. My top song for the year of our Lord 2023 was Nika Libre's "At Dusk" by a guy called Ben Howard. Yeah, that one, there's no lie there. I played that song to death. I played it to death this year. I played it to death last year. So number 2 was "I Wanna Be Yours" by Arctic Monkeys. I've been listening to that song forever. I think it's amazing. It's a beautiful song. Number 3 was interesting. "No Letting Go" by, what's bro's name? Wayne Wonder. I rediscovered that song this year, and
what a throwback!
Yeah, man. No, that one I think is very accurate. I play that song a lot, and all the different versions of it, like covers and remixes and all of it. Like, I don't know why, I fell in love with the song this year again. Number 4 is a song called "My Heart Your Home" by what's her name? Some lady. It's a Christian worship song. It's really nice. It's very, 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 it's mixed well. It has very nice vocals. Very soothing to listen to. Number 5 was "Altar" by a guy called Halvey and Forrest Frank.
Nice.
So, yeah. Okay. So that's pretty accurate, honestly. That's pretty accurate. Do you want to do your top songs and then we go into our top artists? Actually, do your top songs.
Okay, I can do my top songs. My top songs, this is so different from yours. Number 1 is "Ta Ta Ta" by Mr. Bayani.
Yeah. Okay.
I listened to that song a lot in the beginning of the year. Just the early months of the year. I remember.
You talked about it. You put me onto that song. I didn't know who Bayani was.
Bro, I pride myself in. I discovered that song before it became like popular.
Yeah, now Afam. There we go. Going off.
Afam. And then number 2 was "Charm."
Yeah.
Bring body maker rock.
One of us had to have Rema up there, right?
Afrobeats is horrible. I know you see near me. Anyway, I sing that song, bro. Whenever I'm out and I hear that song, I sing it with all my heart and soul. Number 3 is "Jealous" by. So this is a drum and bass song, but she's called Sydney with a C. She's fire. She's so fire. I was so obsessed with that song. You make me jealous. Anyway, it's a really dope song. Number 4 is "Spit It Out" by a band I found they're very, very niche. Yeah. Like, this is the niches of nicheroonies. By a band called Spit It. The band is called Soft Cult, and the song is called "Spit It Out."
Yeah.
It's such an addictive song. They remind me a lot of one of my favorite bands of all time, which is Paramore. So I just really. Yeah, which I just really gravitated to that sound.
Oh, that's fine.
And number 5
so is it soft rock? Spit It Out.
Huh?
Are they soft rock band?
No, I wouldn't say that they are soft rock. They're more like, they're more emo and very shoegaze-y. Shoegaze is a genre of music.
Shoegaze is an actual genre.
And then It is, yeah, it is. It's like a rock genre.
That sounds
like
hilarious
very
to
inspired by Deftones and stuff. Anyway, number 5 was Slip and Slide by Wizkid, Skillibeng, and Shensia.
Okay.
I was really addicted to that
Wizkid
song.
is up there. I'm really surprised that you have Afrobeat up there like that, Afam.
Yes.
That's kind of strange.
So no, because
me.
I made a so I always make a pact of what I'm going to do music wise. So the year before, my pact was so 2021, at the end of 2021, when I saw my Spotify Wrapped, I was like, I'm going to listen to more R&B. And sure enough, my most listened to artist last year was Alex Isley. Then I was like, yo, I'm going to listen to more Afrobeats because I had no Afrobeats. And so that's why my list looks like.
Was that your top genre also?
Sure. Sure enough, I know I've listened to like the obvious like picks, but Bayani at that time wasn't an obvious pick.
The music is good, so I don't think that's
so my top genre is Nigerian pop. My top genre is Nigerian pop. What was your top genre? You didn't say yours.
Afrobeats, and that doesn't make any sense.
Afrobeats.
But it makes sense.
Tell us your top artist, Sam.
I just have beef.
Tell us your top artist.
Let me do minutes listen because then we can end with top artists. I did half the minutes I listened to last year. And I think it's largely inaccurate. But anyway, that's that. Top artists. Let's start from number 5.
You've said half, like the people know what half.
No, but I don't even want to say. Okay, well,
you can just say it.
So they said I listened to music for 24 minutes and 24,000. Sorry, 24,000 minutes. Which
that's fine.
No, it's not. I listened to music more this year, and I know I listened to music more this year than last year.
This isn't a definitive. Like, you also listen to music on other platforms. No.
I'm telling you what I know. So, anyways, I find it largely inaccurate. Now, to other inaccuracies, top artists. We'll start at number 5. Number 5 was of Monsters and Men. I think they should be higher. I've listened to Monsters and Men a lot for the past.
We're doing from number 5 to number 1. Okay, I like that. Okay.
Number 4. Here's where the controversy starts. Someone explain to me why Kanye West is at number 4. I know he's one of my favorite creators of all time, and I listen to him quite a bit. But I can assure you, I did not listen to Kanye West. Last year, yes. Last year, I think he was number 2 or 1. This year is number 4. I can't tell you how much Kanye I listened to this year. That's ridiculous to me, but all right, I'll give Spotify. Number 3 was Davido. Now, Davido snuck into the list at the end of the year because I think his album Timeless is very good. So I I listened to it a lot for the production value, and I don't know, I just thought it was a good album. Yeah. So I started listening to that a lot. Yeah. Number 2. Afam, guess what number 2 was? Guess what number 2 was for everyone in the world?
Does his name rhyme with the popular gambling app Stake?
What are you talking about? Yes, it does. In fact, it does. What a coincidence.
He's sponsored by Stake.
It's ridiculous, man. I don't know how Drake... It's a huge conspiracy. It's a huge... Did you have Drake on your list?
I had Drake on my list, and everybody who knows me knows I'm a huge Drake fan.
Yeah.
But I didn't listen to him as much as I listened to other people's music.
The only time I listened to Drake this year was when his album dropped, and I've listened to it once.
It's giving me vibes of like these guys they're trying to like maintain the perception that he's still like in everybody's list. Because some people were like, how is Drake on my list? Even me, I was like,
I don't get it.
Would Drake be on my... I don't even know if Drake should be... Drake would be like number 5.
On Twitter, I saw a tweet, that someone was saying now that this is... Spotify Wrapped is a time where everyone starts pretending that Drake is not their favorite artist. And I looked at that tweet and I got annoyed at it. I was like, but I didn't listen to Bro this year. I did not listen to him.
See,
why is he up there?
But for me, Drake is my favorite artist, but I don't listen to him like that.
Do you get what I mean?
Man. So I know this is cap.
It's a lie. Him and Kanye don't need to be up here. Number 1 for me was Omale. I really like his album was good for me. So I think but I played that for a short amount of time and it had a lot of replay value in that short amount of time. So that's that.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at that. So, I think there could be higher artists up there, but I don't think this was very accurate for me. Anyway, your turn.
For me, everything is accurate apart from Drake being there. Anyway, minutes listened was 29,000. I don't listen to as much music, so 29,000 might be low for some people.
How are your minutes listened higher than mine? That's weird. You see, that's very inaccurate for me. Because I'm constantly listening to music. Anyway.
Number 5 was Paramore. If you know me, you know Paramore is my favorite band
you've
of
talked
all.
About them a little bit.
It's in my top 3. They released an album, This Is Why, which you all need to listen to that. Number 4, Soft Cult, which is like my new obsession in the rock world, because they sound very similar to Paramore.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Paramore
they just give
twice.
me a lot of they give me so much nostalgia. Yeah, Soft Cult are dope. It's a band that's just it's 2 sisters and they make music together.
2 sisters.
So fire. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, let me check them out. Actually, I've never heard of Soft Cult. Okay.
I don't know if it'll be a cup of tea, but like I
don't
love
say
just
that.
the way they present themselves and their social media. It's black and white and it's grungy.
Oh, they're
and
one
it's
of them.
just like, yeah. If you look at their Instagram, like, bruh. Anyway, number 3 was The Artist I Manage. Look at me, I'm such a good manager. The Artist I Manage, Foster Nix, is number 3 of my most listened. I'm a fan of the music that Foster, we're releasing. You know, there's some managers who don't like the music.
Yeah, they don't listen to their own music.
But that's
an art thing. There's some people who don't there's some artists who don't listen to their own music. So that's an art thing.
May I listen to
support your own
music
man.
A lot.
Support should come from home first.
Number 2 was none other than Champagne Papi. I don't understand how Drake got onto my list,
Bro,
but
these guys need to stop. Like it's blatant at this point. You all need to stop.
I feel like it was manufactured that he was on our list.
But Drake is on every label, so I'm pretty sure they're all going to push for him too. He's like Drake the top artist on every label. So.
He probably has a deal with Spotify. He has a deal with everyone. Number 1 was Mr. Rema. Rema, I listened to him a lot this year, man.
Yeah, that's fire.
I listened to all his albums, all his EPs, singles. I went crazy.
The Rema, yeah.
So yeah, that was my top. I don't
like.
5.
I'll say this and then I guess we can move on. I don't like that. The fact that Drake is there and some of the other spots seem very, very. They don't seem as They don't seem like they were picked with integrity. I don't know if that's a way to say it. And so it annoyed, and that's what annoyed me at the first. I feel like this is such a pure, such a interactive process. Like they really should fight to retain its innocence, you know. Like don't use this as another way to get payola up. It's just annoying, man. It pisses me off. But I find it very cool. It's still a very cool thing to go back and see. I'd like to see Wrapped for like Instagram.
I saw Wrapped for YouTube. YouTube did Wrapped as well.
Reddit also had
Wrapped. I got my stats. Yeah.
Oh, YouTube has Wrapped. Oh, I'd like to check that
YouTube
out. That's
music.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, YouTube Music. Oh, man, no.
No. YouTube, but in terms of what music you are listening to.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be low. I don't listen to music on YouTube. So yeah, I'd like to see Wrapped in other areas of my life. I'd like to see my year Wrapped, just like a snapshot of my life Wrapped. Like that would be hilarious.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see my stats. Like how many times have I eaten rice in my life?
That would be so fire, man.
How many coughs? Man. How many coughs have I done? Like how many times have I cleared my throat? That's on the top tier of
life subscription. You're not getting that.
How many sneezes have I done?
Yeah, you're not getting that on the free tier.
Like Afam has done approximately 2,300, not approximately, exactly 2,314 sneezes in his life. Like, wouldn't that be, that's interesting.
Afam made approximately 20 bad decisions. That would be great. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Like how many times have I lied in my life? Exactly.
Whoever is in charge of the universe needs to hook that up. Hook us up with a Wrapped.
Bro.
Hook us with a life
Wrapped. I want
Wrapped.
to see the Wrapped. And then you know the way they give you at the they give like on Spotify they'll give you, oh, you're a shapeshifter. Me, I was a shapeshifter. Oh, you're a vampire.
Bro,
or you're a whatever.
I didn't even get to that point.
Oh, you didn't check yours.
I was so annoyed at this list. I didn't all the cool and fun things. I ignored them. Once I saw Drake, I was like, all right, you guys are bugging out. But anyways,
they should do that like now with their life Wrapped and like give
life
you
Wrapped
what
is
category.
hilarious.
Yeah, the life Wrapped.
Yeah. Anyway,
Sam. I had an interesting thought. This music landscape is very cutthroat.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is a very big departure from just what we've been talking about. But the music industry is cutthroat. And I guess you can observe it in like the likes of Drake. Like Drake he's on our lists. All this years later. And yes, sure, there's some question as to the integrity of how he's gotten on
how
our
he
list.
got on the list, but yeah. It's not that Drake
But
is
Drake
a
is still-
bad artist, and he's definitely up there. It's just that the labels do extra. Anyway, sorry, continue.
But Drake is still very much a figure who's relevant in the music scene today. Yeah, still. And it's just kind of crazy how and anybody who's in the music industry knows how difficult that is.
Yeah, to maintain relevancy for more than 2 years these days, actually. More than a year. So
it's difficult.
Really
even
hard.
a couple of months, man. People move on after 1 month.
Move on after you're single.
It's so cutthroat, and it got me thinking, man.
Yep.
How does an artist maintain relevancy like throughout their career without coming off as being cringy or just like trying to hop on the new trends and stuff like that? Because I was thinking, as a producer, like I like the position that I'm in, Sam. Like I really do, because me as a producer, I can keep on existing without having to be cringe. Like I started producing in 2013 over there.
Yeah.
2014. 15, 16, that was when I was just like really finding my sound.
Yeah.
And then 16, 17 is when I actually started like trying to work with artists and stuff, right? My sound then was very, very different to what it is now. But for me, it's less cringe because I like my sound then, I worked with the people back then and it was fine. We made what we made.
Yeah.
And then I can still work, like even now, like I still have, I have music coming out, like even this week, like I have music coming out, and it's like, it's cool. I can still work with people now. So for a producer, like even when I'm 50, like it all sounds, I can still produce stuff that's relevant at that time and work with the artists who are relevant at that time. And it's cool. But for an artist, it's way more difficult because once people grow out of the sound that you're mostly known for, it must be such a tumultuous time.
Yeah.
Because like,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
You don't want to like start rapping like the kids because everyone will see through
They'll
that.
know. They'll
And
point
then
it out.
Yeah.
Oh no, it'll be terrible.
So my question is, Sam, I guess my question is, what do you think artists like? Okay, one, do you agree with my take on how this whole process of aging in the music industry is a bit easier on us producers? So that's my first question. Do you agree with that? And my second question is, what do you think artists need to do to like maintain relevance in the music industry, but not lose themselves in the process or come off looking cringe and trying to like hang with the kids and shit like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
And do you have any no. Actually, no. The examples of like things that work, like, you know, Drake, for example, it's working for
Drake
him.
is actually, I think Drake
like
would be an interesting case study. I'll use Drake and I'll use Drake and Hit Boy.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, perfect. That's perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So I think it's easier for producers, I would say, and to some extent like instrumentalists and all that stuff, because there's an extra element of the creativity, which is like we express our creativity through technology and all that business. For artists, their main expression is their voice, right? And so that almost it's a less flexible medium, I would think. I may be wrong, but I feel like it's a less flexible medium, right? So as you evolve, your voice changes and your intonations, and there's just so much identity put into that
your
one
lingo,
thing. Yeah,
your slang,
the way you speak and everything, your ideas, and so you trying to sound like something you're not, it's very easy to tell. While since I'm using technology as my medium, it's very easy to almost quote unquote fake it, you know. Drake is interesting. He's lauded as an artist who's done that well. However, this is not to say he has not gotten a lot of flack for it. Like whenever a new Drake song, like I remember when he started hopping on the South American wave and collaborating with those guys.
They hate it.
Him.
They hate it.
And now recently
he had a song with Bad Bunny.
And he was
Latin
on Bad Bunny, the Bad Bunny wave early.
just the Latin population, they hated it. They were like, what the hell is Drake doing?
Even to some extent, Afrobeats, especially from Africans, like they're like, why is he, taking the sound? And it wasn't even the pure Afrobeats. It sounded like very, very sounded like caramel Afrobeats. It was very
but that's the thing. So when Drake does Afrobeats, like as we can tell that he's not doing it like to the level that the Afrobeats we listen to.
There's a lot what I mean? There's a lot that goes into it.
But when I listened to Drake hopping onto the reggaeton Latin American stuff, because I don't really understand that music in that level.
Yeah.
Like for me, I like it when Drake is experimenting because I don't
like
know.
That,
yeah. So Drake's core audience, they don't know Afrobeats like that. They might not know reggaeton, Latin American stuff like that. So for them, they're just enjoying being
for them. It's almost new.
Introduced.
Yeah, for them it's almost new stuff. Yeah. So he's done that, but even like the backlash he got from his latest album, like why is he hanging around kids? Why does he sound like the kids and everything? Drake is just good at that. I think he's gotten to the point where he's like, or rather maybe he made a decision earlier where he's like, you know what, I'm going to keep evolving, and I'm not going to tailor myself according to the criticisms. Like I'm just going to keep evolving, and it's working for him. That's why he's number 2 on Spotify rap. Nonsense.
Top 10 in the or top 5 in the most
in terms of producers. Now for producers it's different. So like guys like Hit Boy, Alchemist, guys who've been producing for a long time, they're still on top. And guys like even like Rodney Jerkins and all these other guys who back then were like top. They might not be, their names might not be louder because again now I feel like with social media there's an extra element to production, which now there's producer stars, which we didn't have back in the day, but then they are still like underground running things, because for a producer, as you age, it's like life. As you age, you almost become better, you become wiser in production, and you do it. Just I feel like it's better for you. But as an artist, as you age, there's a negativity to aging as an artist. So now people who age well, they're like sort of like the anomaly rather. So
anomalies.
It's interesting. It's interesting, and it's also interesting as a producer myself. Like I've been producing. I started learning production in 2009. I got my first placement in probably 2020. Was it 2020? 2021.
Wow.
So that's a long time through that time there's been like different. I've gone through different sounds. I've gone through different and just learned. And now once you're out, it's like, okay, now you're in the game. And bro, it's moving so fast. I get dizzy sometimes.
For me, my full circle moment is, we're gonna talk about her in a bit, but like she Days in the Day, or she goes by Die.
Yeah.
Like she recently has a song out with Chris Kaiga. But like her, like she's like one of the very first like people I worked with on an R&B like capacity.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, like 6 years ago, we released a song called Minimal Facts and Art on SoundCloud.
6 years
which you can still find,
like
by the
forever.
way. I know, man. It sounds like a long time ago, but like, we released that song, and that was like the first like time I was like trying to like. I remember I also mixed that song. That was the first time I was trying to. Although, like, actually, even before that, I worked with a girl called Kavinia. I don't know if she still does music, but anyway, and Harawa as well. But anyway. That said, like, Dai was definitely one of the first R&B people I was working with, and I'm thinking, just then, like, my production was so different. And this week, well, actually, when you guys are listening to this, and I know I feel like I'm just talking about by
go ahead,
accolades,
man.
which is so cringy. But like, anyway, like you guys will have been listening to this. You guys will be listening to. There's no shame, you guys are listening to this on Wednesday. So yesterday, you would have heard the song that I produced for Iana and Gabi, and they are like the new like crop of R&B people coming up right now in the scene, and it's like so cool because it's like I get to like still be able to work with even the kids who are coming up in the scene. And so that's the thing, like as a producer, I think we're really blessed. It's actually a blessing, because as a producer, you can never die. Like you just need to keep on. You need to keep in touch with like what's actually popping
and
sound wise and stuff, but it's not as difficult.
True.
Yeah, but it's not as difficult because like a good beat is a good beat.
Regardless.
If Kanye West made, not Kanye West, if like if Hit Boy made us a beat and it had elements of what like Benny X was doing or whatever, and it sounded good. It sounds good. People wouldn't even question that.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even question.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, this sounds really sick. And then they look at the critics and they say, Hit Boy, interesting.
Yeah.
And that's all they're gonna say. But you see, like now, if an older, like now, if who's it, like an older act, like Nicki Minaj, and shout out to her, she released her album Pink Friday 2. Like now, if Nicki Minaj hops out the whatever, really trying to sound like, I don't know, City Girls or Sexy Red or Ice Spice, like just try to sound like them, like you'll go under a lot of criticism because it's like, bruh, that's not you. You know what I mean?
The song,
you can collab with the artist, which she does.
The song, but the song that she has on the album with Drake, I'm starting to get tired of saying that name. Needle is actually an Amapiano-ish song. So when I was listening to it, like I was like, okay, these guys are doing the thing. Like they're
really trying to catch one.
So they're really trying to, because Amapiano is a sound now. So Amapiano Afrobeat. So they're really trying to plug in, and that's part of the. So now that producer probably has produced for whoever back in the day, but then all you need to do now is just learn how to produce Amapiano. And look, craziness. The Amapiano song, guess is produced by Boy Wonder, Yogi the producer, and Noah Shabib. It's Amapiano though.
But Sam, and you'd never know it, right?
It's
so that flack doesn't fall on the producer.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And you'll never tell, like, it was like, you know what I mean? But so, Sam, what's the resolution for an artist? Like, how do you age gracefully? Because, like, I feel the stress on their end. Because it's like, it's stressful. Because, bro, time waits for no man. Like, honestly, it doesn't.
And
because,
life happens in between, so it's easy to get
lost.
Like,
listen, it does. Like, listen, we had the artists who are releasing music in 2018, like, even in the Kenyan scene, like, fire, you're dope, everyone is fucking with you, and then 2 years later, what happens? COVID. There's a whole 2-year period that passes. As soon as you know it, 4 years have passed. And then what's happening now? New guys are starting to make music. New guys are starting to release stuff, and they sound way different.
Yeah.
And then now you, all of a sudden, you're the person who was fresh. You're the person who had like new style. Everyone was like, oh my God, that stuff that you guys were doing was super new and super fresh. And now all of a sudden, just like that, it's outdated. So what do you do? Like, do you maintain yourself? Do you say, you know what, I'm gonna stay with what I know and I'm gonna do it at a high level? Do you try and evolve? Like, I think it must be so scary.
Yeah, I, as you're talking, I actually realized that this, even for producers, sometimes it's because there are producers who are here, and for example, I'll give you an example. So Jack Harlow and I forgot his name. Is it Dave? Someone just released a song. Yeah. And Jack Harlow's the past two
was for Lyrical Lemonade.
Yeah, what did it call? Don't give me advice or something like that. The past 2 songs that Jack has been releasing have more of a old school beat to it. Right? The beats are very old school. The sound choices and everything are very old school. Now there's producers who just like when they open their DAW and they produce, that's what comes out. And when you release that sounds very dated. But then when Jack does it, it's like done with purpose, you know. So that's another aspect of producing. Sometimes some producers do, there's the way they age also comes out as they produce, but it takes learning and I feel it can happen for both sides. Maybe less for artists, just because of the nature of the medium they're using. But it's possible to tap into what's new and take aspects of it and apply it to yourself. Like, don't just be like a complete sellout. Like, we don't want Jay-Z on auto-tune.
Trying to sound
Can you imagine if Tupac was still around and he's hopping on songs with Sofego and it's all auto-tuned and he's like screeching his voice? Like, that would be ridiculous to us, right? But you can take aspects of that, and JCole does that too. Like, he takes aspects of the new kids and raps
But he still sounds like
It sounds like
JCole.
him. It's a really difficult art. You need to have people around you who
It's
advise
hard.
you well. It's
It's hard.
Thinking about it, it's kind of crazy.
And listen,
It's
if you're a kid right now and you're doing music and your sound is hot, it'll happen to you. I know right now you think don't. That, it doesn't make forever. Sense. Right now you guys think, I'm fired. Like trust me, it happens its way out, so actually. Fast, bro. We sound so old. We sound like the old people giving advice.
It's crazy,
but it's so true though.
Now we sound old, but then when we're sitting down in Musioka, we sounded like we're children, and that's just it's like generation shifts. It's really interesting to think about. It's interesting.
But bro, like trust me, if you're listening to this right now and your sound is what's popping, trust me, that shit,
think about things. Think 20 steps ahead. Think 20 steps ahead.
It does.
You have to
really think about where you're gonna be 2 years from now. Yeah. For me personally, I'm not so much like a very long term. Like when I try and think about like long term things. Yeah. Like I break down, but I like to think about like 2 years, at least because when I break it down, it's better. It's easier for me to think about 2 years than 4 years. Yeah. You know what I mean? So anyway, just think about that stuff because this stuff is so potent. Huh?
Yeah, I'm saying what would you know about yourself in 4 years? Like 4 years, like I'm thinking about myself 5 years ago and I was completely different, honestly.
Some of us might have children and stuff. So
some wild stuff back then.
Anyway. That's just an interesting conversation that Sam and I were having. It is. And it's just like I feel the stress that artists go through. It must be such a it's one of those things that just makes you even rethink your whole bro, and we see it happening like bro, when it comes to fashion, you see all those old niggas trying to wear like cool clothes,
baggy clothes, and it's all baggy clothes now. It's all oversized.
I don't want to, which I love because I love the whole baggy thing. Yeah. And then also there's I don't want to be tone deaf, but like people, and it's not just women, even men do plastic surgery to still look young and stuff like that. So I feel like at some point there's a lot of people just trying to still be young, still embrace their youth and stuff like that. And it happens in everything and in the music industry as well. So anyway, okay, so Sam, another pivot, but I wanted to talk about this headline I saw that says Wakadinali tops streaming in Kenya as Mario leads in Tanzania. So, off of the back of Spotify Wrapped and everything, we got all these statistics.
It's the end of the year, so a lot of these are going to start popping up.
Yeah, all these stats, and looks like Wakadinali are up there. So, they say the top streamed Kenyan artists in the country. Number 1, Wakadinali. Shout out to them.
That's cool.
Number 2, Sauti Sol. Number 3, Bien. Number 4, Ben Soul. So come on. Sauti Sol, Bien, Ben Soul, Soul Generation are just winning. Number 5, Nyashinsky. Number 6, Mviri the Storyteller. Number 7, Buruklyn Boyz. Number 8, Otile. Number 9, Nikita. And number 10, Lil Minor. How do you feel about that list?
It seems these are names that we've seen throughout the year, so I
do you think it's representative?
Representative
of what people actually listen to?
I think it's representative of a majority of the popular music that plays out. We see, there are a few names on here that we would consider maybe a little bit niche-y. Like I would think, actually not many, honestly. It's probably just number 9, Nikita, who I would think is not that she doesn't deserve to be here, but then maybe I haven't heard her music out like that.
But she's the only female name on that list, which is also kind of sad.
Sauti Sol for sure, Bien for sure, Ben Soul and Nyashinsky and Viri, like those.
I don't know how Zinnia isn't on this list. I feel like Zinnia did a lot of streams this year.
Yeah, again, I don't know. Are these streams? Do you know if they're like all streaming platforms, or are they picking specific? Because I think Spotify is involved. Apple Music will be involved, although I don't know. Boomplay would be involved. I'm guessing like others like Mdundo and other like more local, not local, but not as international.
That's true.
So that's what we don't know if it's part. But anyways, that's the list. Top streamed Kenyan tracks. Lil Mama by Sauti Sol. That shocked me a bit, but okay. Inauma by Bien. Too Easy by Bien.
No shock at all.
Yeah.
No shock at all.
Last Name by Nikita Kering. That makes sense. Dimension by Fully Focus and Bien. My Baby by Bien.
My baby never let you down. I've been singing this song the whole year, so yes.
And Ira Star. MCA by Wakadinali. Angela by Butros is at number 8.
Angela, it's streaming well even a whole year after it's been released, so that's fine.
Sikutambui by Wakadinali, and then Navutishwa by Bensol and Bien. So Bien is on 6 out of 10 of the releases.
That
of the top 1,
would
2,
be
3,
grounds to crown
4,
this man
5.
the biggest artist in this country.
Yep,
right?
Yep. Yeah, he's up there.
Even over Nyashinsky, I think Bien is the biggest artist.
He
in the
has,
country
and I think his
Ooh, mic drop. If you guys want to listen to hot takes you will never ever receive in any other platform.
Imagine
nobody would have thought
get so much backlash from saying that Bien is the that's the most normal take of all takes.
Like I think everybody knows
everyone knows. Top streamed artists in Kenya. So
we only have one representative.
Yeah, but we'll just run through them. It's important though because it tells what people are listening to. So number 1 is Drake, number 2 is Burna Boy, number 3 is 21 Savage, number 4 is Ira Star.
Number 3 is 21 Savage. I think that's just because of the Drake album.
Could be.
Yeah,
These guys think I listen to Drake that anyway. Number 5 is Chris Brown. Number 6 is Travis Scott. Number 7, and I think it's all 9 and 10-year-olds who are listening to Travis Scott. Number 7 is Wakadinali. Number 8 is The Weeknd. Oh, I'm not sure. Number 9 is Metro Boomin.
No, The Weeknd. Oh no, The Weeknd is fire. The Weeknd is big.
Yeah, and number 10 is Future. So no Kenyan, but that makes sense. Oh, Wakadinali. Oh no, that's crazy.
Wakadinali.
Hey, shout out Wakadinali, man. That's huge. That's huge. Top streamed albums
in
Kenya.
So, am I surprised by? Hold up, before you go there, am I surprised by any name? I'm impressed to see Ira Star there. Shout out to her. Yeah.
Man. She's Maven is doing a good job.
I'm surprised to see Metro Boomin. I know he released the album.
Yeah. I'm surprised not to see Rema up there, honestly.
Yeah, Rema. Not seeing Rema up there is a surprise as well. That is surprising. Who else? Top streamed artists in Kenya. Huh?
It's how you're saying that. It sounds so.
Oh, sorry.
Sounds so sarcastic.
Top streamed. No, I wasn't being sarcastic. Yeah. Rema is my top streamed artist. Top streamed albums in Kenya. Love Damini makes sense. SOS by
joint.
Caesar. Hey, shout out Caesar. Boy Alone by Omale. That was all Sam.
Yeah, that's
Raven Roses by. That was all me now. So you listened to Omale more than I listened to Rema. Wow. Heroes and Villains. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Metro Boomin, that makes sense. Playboy by Fireboy
really?
DML.
That's interesting.
Imagine. 19 and Dangerous by Ira Star makes sense. Mr. Money with the Vibe by Asha K. That's all Sam. Timeless by Davido. That's all Sam. Like and then Daniel Cockpit 3.
I didn't listen to Mr. Money like that. But
Sam is responsible for this.
I'm responsible for this list. Asha K has grown on me though. I really like. I like his art, man. He's doing it well, and so many people have copied him, even here in Kenya. Like it's played often. Timeless by Davido. Yeah. Davido came back with a bang. Shout out to him. That comeback is legendary. Yeah. He came and took all the awards and everything as he came back. So, and then Wakadinali with number 10. Daniel Cockpit, which is really cool. That's interesting. I'd like to find out. Anyway,
but it's very.
Talk to some people on the team.
I feel like. Yes, I want to do that, but I feel like this is very representative of how Kenyans consume music. Because I feel like if we were seeing these same stats for like West African countries, SA countries, there would be way more representation. But listen, I'm not here to complain. I'm here to say we're making the positive steps. Yeah. Hopefully in next year, top streamed albums in Kenya will have 4 or 5. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
Top exported Kenyan artists, Idaziz.
Of course.
Are we surprised?
Of course.
Are we surprised?
Of course.
We've been talking about Idaziz this whole year. This guy has killed it.
It was the first one we played on the podcast.
He's the first. Yeah, he's the first song we played in the podcast. Number 2, Sauti Sol, and number 3,
Bien
BN.
again.
Big surprise there.
Shocker.
I mean, if you even ask like West Africans what Kenyan music they know, it's only Sauti Sol. Number 4, Otile. Number 5, Karun, makes sense. Number 6, Jeff Kalale. No, Kalale.
Oof.
Jeff Kale.
Correct that fast.
Number 7, Lexil.
Will come for you.
Number 8, Nikita Kerin. Number 9, Ayub Ogada. And number 10, Zinia Manasseh. Nice list. And then top streams artists in TZ and UG. We don't really need to list those. But
it's
yeah,
interesting
man.
to say though. So top streamed artists in Tanzania. I'm trying to find if there's
okay.
No, there's no Kenyan on that list. And in Uganda there is no Kenyan on that list. But I feel like in the reverse, like we have. Anyway, just as info. Anyway, we can move on. I just found that interesting. Like in Kenya, in Tanzania, I feel like Kenyans consume. Like if you look at Spotify's new music.
Look at Uganda.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Where's Fireboy DML?
7.
From?
Fireboy, he's Nigerian.
So you see, top streamed artists in Uganda, they don't even have a Ugandan there.
Yeah, that's an interesting observation. That's interesting.
It's not just Kenya that struggles through this. Like in a lot of countries, like we much rather listen to foreigners because even them, they listen to a lot of like West African. I can see they have Burna Boy, Irasta, Ashake, Davido, Fireboy, Ruga, Rema, Omale, but no Ugandans. Anyway, we're all struggling. We're all fighting to appreciate our own homegrown art.
Yeah. That's that. It's an interesting. At least Saul is going to be interesting. I just hope it's based on actual data and not just whatever.
You want to read about the UnKut Hip Hop Awards?
So the 4th edition of the UnKut Hip Hop Awards is going to be holding. Did I give a date? On the 13th December.
13th of December. So it's gonna be happening this week.
Yeah. So yes, the 4th edition.
It's actually gonna be happening the day this podcast comes out. Sorry.
Fire. That's Wednesday. Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So running on the theme Culture Abound, this year's edition will recognize and honor outstanding talent across 25 categories. We shall be covering some of those shortly. Nominees represent a mix of established names and emerging talent, showcasing the dynamic and ever-evolving nature of East African hip-hop. So there's a focus on a little bit of a focus on hip-hop. Cool. So something interesting. They said only 100 tickets are available for the ceremony. I would think that they would want more, right? Oh, am I wrong? I don't know. Maybe add a couple of those.
Making it exclusive also drives interest. So, hey, I don't know. I don't know what the strategy there is. Maybe the venue they could
only sits 100?
Lock down only fits 100. So you never know what the circumstances behind that decision.
So we'll just run through this list. We won't read all 25 categories. We'll just do the ones that are
there's so many categories, bro.
That's a lot of names to be reading. We've been reading names for the past 10 minutes. So Gengetone Artist of the Year. Surprising that they're linking Gengetone and hip hop, which is anyway. Gengetone Artist of the Year. We have Mandy. This is nominees. Mandy, Trio Mio, Furthermore, Saru, and YBW Smith.
I'd give it to either Furthermore or Saru.
Yeah, Furthermore probably because he had a smash of a record this year.
Was that his song or was that Saru's song?
I think it was Furthermore's.
Whose song was it?
It's Furthermore's song.
Oh, it's Furthermore's. Okay, sorry.
Well, I'm saying that definitively like I know. But it seems to be his song. Breaker of the Year, Breaker is dancing. I don't think we need to read that. DJ of the Year, DJ Slick, Kev the DJ, Wheezy, and Buggy. I don't know how to pronounce that.
I think it's Boogie.
Yeah. Best.
I think we saw Boogie once. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about like DJs, but shout out to them.
Because we're not outside. Best alternative artist, we have Beatty, we have Mau from Nowhere, we have Prince, King Kirby, and Tie Dye. What do you think about that?
Give that
list?
shit to King Kirby, man. Give it to King Kirby, bro.
Best female artist, Rosary, Groovy Joe, Femi One, Wangechi. I say Wangechi like a Nigerian. Wangechi, Dinah Cods, and MC
It's
Yala.
Diana. Diana.
Thank you.
And MC Yala. Me, if you were to ask me,
Yes.
I'd give it to either Groovy Joe or Diana Cord.
Okay. We're just going to
But
do
I know
that.
most
I'm just
people
going to read them out
would
and then you tell us who you're
Femi
giving
One.
it to, because this is fun. I want you to get into
I
trouble.
like that.
Odival, also
So-
video director of the year. We know videos are an important aspect of
the music industry.
So we have Ondi. I don't want to butcher these names. Ondi Vow. That's ONDIVOW. Black Jurist. That's a cool name. Gijo Drumbeats. That's another cool name. Steve Mugo. Ivan Odi, which is probably the only one I recognize on this list, and Badman Bright.
Give it to Ivan.
Yeah.
I've seen that guy. That guy's work is insane.
Yeah. Next category. Best, again, I'll read a couple and then we'll be done. Best East African artist. Let's do that. Rosary, Khaligraph, Navio, Young Lunya, Kalamoto, Feed Q, and Femi One. I thought I'd be saying...
I don't know who it would go to, but most likely it'll go to Khaligraph.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's interesting. I thought I'd see Femi One and more nominated for more categories. But anyways, drill artist of the year, we have how do you pronounce that, Afam? I don't want to butcher it.
Jody Faneto.
There we go. Davaji, Bueno, Spinks Mafia, and Big Yasa. That's 4 of these guys are under.
I'm not gonna even cap. I have a song with Spinks Mafia
Hey,
and Big Yasa.
look at you, Mr. Industry.
Coming soon. Bueno is hard. Davaji is also hard. All of them are hard.
Yeah.
I mixed a song.
Of course,
okay,
you did.
let me just say I also have I have a song that came out with Jody Faneto earlier this year. Bro, look at me, I'm tapped in. I would give this to, just because of me, I really believe in this guy.
Yeah.
I'd give it to Spinks Mafia. I don't think he's gonna win. I think they'd most likely
No,
give
don't
it
say
to
that.
Big Yasa.
Why are you putting that out? Why are you putting such
Just because
energy out?
I know
You
how
can't say
these
you
things
don't
are.
think
I know
he's
how
going to win.
I know how. I'm telling you, I feel like I know how these things go. I think it will go to Big Yasa, but for me
Do you
personally,
think these
I'd give it
awards
to
are
Spinks
more
Mafia.
are less political than the Grammys?
Nah, there's politics in everything.
Really?
These are also
That's so
political,
disappointing. I
100%.
almost don't want to go through the rest. Let's go to the rest though. Breakthrough artist of the year.
But yeah. Just before that, I just wanna just say it's no shade to anyone on that list. It's just like I really fuck with Spinks Mafia.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so we go breakthrough artist of the year. I think this one is pretty important. We go Shekinah Karen, Sudo, Dos, Shanti Bobo. Sorry, if I'm butchering your name, please forgive me with the forgiveness of the Lord. Sabi Wu and DJ Gibbsy.
You know me. I'm gonna give
Sabi
it to
Wu.
Mr. Me. I'm tired.
Yep.
Gin.
Yep.
I'm tired. Whiskey. Tired. Gilby's tired. Sabi Wu.
Best male artist. Let's do that. The Myth, Jack LW, Khaligraph, Scar, and Caterpillar. That's pretty cool.
It'll go to either Khaligraph or Scar or something like that. I don't know.
Why are you negating people from other countries, Afam? You're just throwing Kenyans on there like that. Like there's other countries
okay,
involved.
sorry. It'll go to Caterpillar probably then.
Now you're okay. Let me leave that there. Lyricist of the year. Do you want to hear the lyricist of the year, Afam?
We can go through that.
You
Yeah.
can say no. So we go Caterpillar, Suicider, Asam Garvey, Jack Quill, Kitu Siwa. There's a whole bunch of Siwas in here. And Fresh Like I feel like you have to say it like that.
Fresh like like you know how Joe Biden used to say
Oh yeah, Fresh Like
Fresh like
That's interesting.
I don't know. This one I don't know. I mean I really fuck with Asam Garvey. Like
Yeah.
have a few songs with him as well.
Yeah.
So if I'm being biased, it should go to Asam Garvey.
Cool. Bro, listen. I'm not going to
the
read
biased awards.
Yeah, the biased awards.
No, producer, read
Yeah,
producer.
I'm just saying we're not going
sure.
to go through all of them. I don't think we need to.
I think
so
we can
we'll
just do producer and then we're
we'll
done.
do. Actually, I want to do 2 more categories. I'll start with best clothing brand, Seesaw Office, Uncommon Rebel, Don Kings, Nairobi Noise, Pesos, and Baggy Unit. Shout out to Pesos.
I mean, I'm not. Me, imagine
You're
I'm
not up on the fashion like that.
I'm not tapped in like that, but I fuck with
Bro,
Pesos
ain't
obviously
tapped in.
because of
keep
Philo.
your ears to the streets, man. We do a podcast. You need to keep your ears to the streets. So let's go to.
Oh no!
to-
Hold. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
So now just on to the producer of the year. Odds Music.
we know
Aries,
Odds, founder of Drill Digest.
66. Aries, that's how you pronounce that?
Produces a lot for Kina Wakadinali.
Okay, facts. We have the boy Cap on there. Shout out to him.
Crowned him this week as the best trap producer in the
There
country.
you go. Vince on the beat. Shout out Vince on the beat, by the way.
Khaligraph. I see what you did there.
We have Samurai and Ringo Beats. So those are the producers of the year.
Not gonna cap. I don't know. Haha, see what I did there? I don't know too much about Samurai and Ringo Beats.
That was right there.
If I was to give this to somebody, I'd give it to Cap. But then, if we're talking about like accolades and achievements, Odds also did some crazy shit by getting that placement he did.
Vince has also been around.
Shout out to him.
He's been doing a lot.
Vince has been. Vince is working with one of the biggest artists in the country. So.
And not even just with Khaligraph too. Like I met him earlier in this year, and I've just like been keeping tabs on what he's been up to. He's been working hard, man. So shout out to him. That's it. Honestly, I don't know if the interesting categories here. But
wait, the only last one I want to shout out is Best Alternative Media, Adoveli Podcast, UnKut Africa, The Hookup, Drill Digest, Ikonini Podcast. I want to shout out Drill Digest because they do a lot, man, for the underground scene. Like they have so many different like products they have. So Drill Digest, as much as like they also just cover like what's popping in drill and even other genres of music.
Shout out to them.
They've done. They started another show called Basqua Streets, which is actually really dope. It's a very dope artist discovery platform. I found artists like Mellow with a P there. So shout out to them. And then they also have the Cypher. Is it a Cypher? It's like this Cypher they did. They did one that was with this all women lineup. Kina Almaras were on there. Just like a bunch of girls like who I was also finding out, like I was like for the first time. There's this girl called Tulia, I think, and they really do the most to uplift like just what's happening, especially in the more underground scene. So shout out to Drill Digest. But we can end there. Hope
Wakadinali featured a lot on this list though. That's really cool. That's cool. And Khaligraph.
You know what? Everybody's a winner. Right,
Here he goes. Let's move quickly away from that. Let's get into new music.
Oh yeah. Let's get into new music. So Sam, what were the streets listening to today or this week?
The streets.
Sam, we mentioned this earlier, but one, shout out to Die, but also our guy Chris Kaiga is back with DWK. We've all been clamoring for him to come back, but you see, this is what I know about Chris Kaiga. This guy and I respect it. This guy's a businessman, because I watched the video and I was like, the first thing we see is Guinness and all that type of stuff
in our face, right there, a bag. Not even hidden, like we can see it.
I was like,
we can see this is a sponsored song.
Chris Kaiga only does things when it's sponsored, and me, bro. Know your worth, bro. I'm not gonna do this shit for free. So shout out to
play
Chris
devil's
Kaiga.
advocate. There are some out here who would I guess not like that too much, because art can get very
get that moolah, man. I'm not telling you to sell yourself out. Obviously he's putting on music that he fucks with. He's not been told, like, but he's decided, allegedly, okay, are you gonna give me a bag to do the video or whatever? Then you do it like that, and that's honestly really such a dope way to move, and I like it. I personally like it.
So shout out to him. When did he release his?
I would like more Chris Kaiga.
When did he release his last?
He released that album
2022.
In 2022.
That was last year.
No, a long time. We haven't had Chris Kaiga music for so long. People have been asking like, what's happening?
Okay, that's crazy.
And me, I'd put Chris Kaiga up there. He has the potential to be really like the guy.
Stays focused. So that's cool. Shout out Chris Kaiga. Who else?
Another song. Shout out to Matt Ngesa. Got on Colors.
Performance
with the song Muse. Really cool. It was a very Matt Ngesa song.
I like Matt, man. He's a cool guy.
I enjoyed it.
He's a cool guy. I'm happy to see him winning also.
I met him once, and that was a really dope experience. We were both on 254 Radio at that time, and that was the first time I'd met him, and it was really nice. So shout out to Matt Ngesa. And shout out to the guys at Spotify and Colors, still churning out quality content. Second other song, Feel Good by Lucky, KC, Bobby, raps. I mean, we fuck with KC, so
KC is
we'll
on
shout him
some
out.
futuristic music, man. The music he's making is really interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting right now.
KC is moving in his own, like, whatever. On My Own by Octopizo, Si Unajua by 10 Balls X-Ray. Not only does he have 2 balls, 3 balls, 4 balls, he has 10 balls. I'm sorry. Anyway, that was by 10 Balls and X-Ray Taniua.
Goodness.
Feeling Lonely by Obembe and Caleb Awiti. I don't know if Obembe is Kenyan.
No. Sounds like it's from West Africa, if I'm not wrong. Sounds like it's from West Africa. Yeah, it's Nigerian.
So there was also MIA by DTX and Sanai Peitande. That was a name that was interesting to see after a while. And then
music.
I really liked this song, Dollhouse by Kushman, Kapi, and Goditena. That beat is fire. I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed that. That was an interesting listen for me. And then, shout out to my boy Kirby. He released a song with O'Hara. Again, this is the second feature. The song is called Realign. Love this song. Love the visuals as usual. And then, lastly, I've had so many lastlies. Family Affair not Family Affair. Oh my God. Anyway, Family Affair is a song I listened to last week that we didn't get a chance to review because we had the interview. But Family Affair by Albeezy, man, prod by Cap and FK Beats. Like, that was a really, really good listen, man. The bounce on that beat was insane. So that, and then what I was gonna say lastly, Wifey Pack by Mr. K. Well, I guess he's not going by Mr. K anymore. Maybe he's going by Koi T. But anyway, that was also executive produced by Cap. Had a lot of features, a lot of the what you would call the Kilimani guys. So there's Kigs, there's Genesis, there's Kahush is on that album. I believe Albeezy is on the album as well. Produced by Cap, FK Beats. I don't know if 19 is on there, but it's the usual gang. So shout out to them. And Jerry, if I didn't shout out Jerry. And Jerry has been on a very, very fire feature run. Like, Jerry has she's featured on this. She's gonna feature on the Lil Minor album, which I'll also be part of. And then she's also featured on, what else has she featured on? Oh yeah, Sexy with Valerie Mudoni as well. She's on a JCole level feature run. Anyway, that's what I listened to.
Cool. I think that I'll just mention a couple of more releases. Let's do Nelly the Goon. Nelly the Goon. Kanashikia Wapi. So he dropped that.
I also liked that beat.
Yeah, he dropped that. We have City Girl by Melina Gold. That's out. XO dropped. I think XO is Kenyan, if I'm not wrong. I may be getting that horribly wrong. Oh yeah, it is. He's a self-proclaimed Afrobeat sensation. That sounds bad. No, EXO released. I'll cut that out. EXO released Obsessed. We have that government taxing. Stop laughing. I've learned from my past mistakes. Government taxing by Quiz. That was an interesting listen to. He has a very similar sound to a Western
Young Thug,
Western artist. Cadence. So that's cool. I like to listen to more stuff from him. Hekaya by Groovy Joe and Asam Garvey. Two of the nominees.
Hey, my guys.
It's a very reggae vibe. Tune into that if you want to enjoy it. Tune into that even if you don't want to enjoy it. Just tune into it. Listen to Kenyan music. I think that's it, honestly, from my side.
Facts.
I think that's it from my side.
I don't know if I'm missing anything. Is there a song that I missed? Oh yeah, Capping by Muro, Des Ekumbo, and Swahili Papi. And I think that's all I listened to that came out last week.
Still on the hunt for new music. It doesn't just stop there.
Still on the hunt for new music. But guys, listen, when you guys, I want to repeat this.
when
you guys are listening to this podcast, my song with Iana and Andia will be out. So kindly give that a listen.
In case you guys missed it this week, Afam has a song coming out. In case you missed it,
it's called Diani.
Yeah,
that's Diani.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway,
shameless, the most shameless plug if I've ever heard one. What's up? What do you want to play?
Yeah, and then also check out the Lil Minor song. I produced a song called Cocoa Butter. Anyway,
there he goes.
So lastly, not lastly.
Look,
so
all the shameless plug has scrambled your brains.
Oh, bro, this is so shameless. This is so shameless.
Ah, man.
Anyway, for me personally, the song, because we didn't get a chance to review the music from
last week,
the other week. I really want to play Family Affair, man. That song, I heard the snippet he put on Instagram, and I was like, this is hard. Like albeezy and Cap and FK Beats, fire combination.
Yeah.
So anyway, I want to play. I want to play Family Affair by albeezy, prod by Cap and FK Beats.
Yeah, family affair. It's just me and my parents. Look what we done. Look what we did. Been to the wire. Nobody telling me shit. Ever since I went legit. Yeah, yo. These rat ass niggas got whiskers. I told them no pictures. Put her in an SRT that's tender. If it ain't love, I return it and send her. Yeah, too many times I wanted to quit. Look, shawty keeps switching agendas like an ESM member. If it ain't love, don't speak on my name. Ayy, on 7 I hit to December. Yeah, 7 I hit with a langer. The clip don't jump like Maya. Still with your bitch now, seen the higher. But that boy didn't come no buyer. Flex on them with a new attire. Yeah, family affair. It's just me and my parents. Look what we done. Look what we did. Been to the wire. Nobody telling me shit. Ever since I went legit. Yeah, yo. I told no pictures. Put her in an SRT that's tender. If it ain't love, I return it and send her. Yeah, too many times I wanted to quit. Look, shawty keeps switching agendas like an ESM member. If it ain't love, don't speak on my name. Ayy, on 7 I hit to December. Yeah, 7 I hit with a langer. The clip don't jump like Maya. Still with your bitch now, seen the higher. But that boy didn't come no buyer. Flex on them with a new attire. Ayy, striker, hitting and left. Duck him out of the set. Fuck him, on and left.
So that was Family Affair by albeezy, produced by Cap and FK Beats. Yo, Sam, that was another successful podcast. If I do say so myself, I am my own barometer and metric for what success is. Yes, that's gonna be my New Year's resolution for 2024. Like, you know what? If I see through my eyes something is successful, then it is. I'm living in my truth in 2024.
Living in your
Sam,
truth,
and I hope you are too.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
All right, man. All right.
But anyway, that was a dope podcast. I enjoyed.
Yeah, man. Thank you for listening.
This podcast
Thank you
with
to
you, Sam.
everyone for listening. It was very cool. Interesting topics. I like the conversation about producers aging. It's pretty cool.
And before I forget, Sam, I almost forgot.
You almost did.
Thank you so much to everybody who posted us and had us on their Spotify Wrapped.
Hey, yeah.
We cannot emphasize how.
Are we clapping for ourselves or are we clapping for them? There's claps.
Oh,
hey,
no, now
check
that,
claps.
now this
To whom
oh
it
yeah,
may
yeah.
concern.
Yeah, to who it may concern. Because, like, listen, we don't take it for granted.
No, yeah, definitely.
That you guys
appreciate
actually
it.
listen.
It's wild
listen
that
to
there's
us,
people who are listening to us. Like,
we're
your top podcast.
It's
That's crazy.
wild.
It's kind of crazy.
It's wild, and considering this is a podcast which literally started on the first week of the year, like, the growth has been immense, and
Appreciate
the love you guys show.
every one of y'all.
Bro, we read all the comments, like just seeing people be like, yo, we're so happy like this video, or like you guys are our most listened to podcast,
nice.
all that type of stuff.
DMs
it means a lot,
everything.
and thank you.
From the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Sorry, you know that meme of the guy crying. Anyway, sorry. Listen, that went over.
Let's wrap this up.
Moving on swiftly. Yeah, that was episode 55, and we will catch you guys on the legendary
6,
which by the way is divisible by 8. Anyway, catch you guys.